First of all, you sound like you were talking to a 5 or 6 as loud as you were. I could never like that loud yelling and screaming. The Advil I just took aren't even working now because of you. Paul, you sound like you want a mechanic. I don't, not no disrespect to mechanics out there, but you somebody that puts their arm and elbow into it, like. Do you want to date Arm and Hammer? I don't know what you're looking for. I could tell you as somebody who is single, and I will tell you today I am happily single because I get to lay in my bed in peace. I don't have to share the cold space with somebody. I don't have to ask, "Are you hungry?" I don't have to deal with all that. But also as somebody who's coming off of a cold, I did wish I had somebody there to take care of me. You know what I mean? Because you do want somebody to warm up your soup. And, I think when I'm old, I need to help up the stairs. You don't want to do that by yourself. And fuck, Andrew's probably not going to work for me at that time. Yeah, dating a 5 or a 6 for me is not possible. And I'm going to tell you why. When I walk in a room, people notice. I am who I am. People notice me. But I want somebody when they walk in the room with me that everybody notices them. And I'll go back to my date at the award show last year. I like that everybody was interested in my date and that was kind of cool. He's clearly not a 5 or a 6. I would say, what would you say? He's like a 8, 9? 9. He likes it. Anyway, he's like a 9. 9.5.
Yeah.
With his clothes off, he's a 10. But anyway, let me say, damn, I just saw him with his clothes off. I had to give him his flowers.
That always
I thought
scares
about it.
me.
Jesus
Shit.
Christ, he earned them flowers. Anyway, I love the fact that people look at him and they're like, yo, because I want somebody that everybody wants, but nobody can get. A 5 or 6, nobody wants that. And shit, I don't even want it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you would date a 5 or 6.
No,
I would.
First of all, I think whoever's your 5 or 6 is actually a 10 to somebody. Okay,
Well,
your standards are very high.
First of all, a 5 is a 10 to another 5.
They may be a 5
and look, I'm not a 5 though, so I don't need to be with no 5.
I'm just saying everybody is a 10 to somebody, and I think that this conversation,
or also, no, you know what's real shit? You know what's real shit? They say in LA, an LA 5 is like a Midwest like 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I live in Stockton, which is one of the most, they say a lot of the most prettiest people come from Stockton. Now, not everybody's the best dressed because of resourcing, but you only have a Dillard's. But I mean, there's some beautiful ass people in Stockton. I won't date any of you though because I'm the vice mayor and I don't want no smoke. Can you imagine the vice mayor? No. Was seen at the Ave dating? No. But I don't, yes, I love these little, is this a colloquial? What is that word?
Oh, not the words again.
Anyway, that big word. This is one of those things that we would use. A 5 is a 10 to somebody. I don't want to talk about that. I'm saying, would you date a 5?
This is what I was getting to.
Okay, your friend who you were in love with is dating a 5.
What friend that
I'm? You know what I'm talking
about.
First of all, I was never in love. But
that's a good example.
But
right?
again,
he's like a 9 dating a 4 or 5.
Well, he has a very specific type that he likes, and
obviously
that type is never going to be a 10 to you or me. Like that's just not what we like. Like no.
So you would date a 5?
No, I don't want to sound so
because
shallow.
The reason why we're single is because we have unrealistic dating expectations.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should ever lower the standard of what they're interested in because I think you'll resent that as well. So like if you're I'm gonna just date somebody who's a 4 to me or a 3 to somebody I'm not physically attracted to, I think you're gonna wake up and be like, what the fuck am I doing? So as I think there is some level of selfishness that we should be able to have and say, I want to date somebody I'm attracted to, but I also think we should care about the values the person brings to the table. That's the other thing that I was going to say. But like I want to be attracted to the person I date. I want to wake up and be like, I'm attracted to you. I want to go to bed and be like, I'm attracted to you. I want to be attracted to someone that I'm with. I don't want to just settle.
I think we need to decide what is the 5 or 10. For example, I went on a date with a very good looking, and I will say because he was so mature in his age, he was handsome.
What is mature?
He was 49.
Oh, okay. He was mature, yeah.
Mature as fuck.
He was grown.
Okay?
Like that.
He was grown.
Grown.
And in his good old grown age, he was good looking and he was successful. So in many ways, on paper, if you looked at his picture, you would go, that's somebody that you should date. He's your age, he's successful, and he's good looking. But when you interact with him, for me, it was like, I'm not motivated. I can't. Like, I think that we have to see what our baseline is, as Dr. Bryant would say, right? What is our baseline? I do require dating somebody who is extremely gorgeous. You have to be beyond gorgeous. You don't have to be the most successful right away as long as you have ambition. But what I found is that the 10s that look a 10 usually are like a 5 in everything else, if that, right? Or less, and come with these high unrealistic expectations. I kind of feel like you got to meet somebody where you are. If you look really good, but everything else is really not popping, you kind of got to balance the shit out and just be a happy 6.5. But you can't look like a 10 and act like you a 10 all the way around unless you're ready to be paid for it. And most of these guys out here are looking for somebody. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, they are.
They're looking for a sugar daddy or somebody. And look, I have no problem being is it a kept man where you have a man that he's kept, meaning he doesn't work, right? He goes to the gym, he washes the car, he walks the dogs, he makes dinner. Is that what a kept man does?
Well, I don't think he's gonna be washing the car. He's gonna be overseeing, handing the keys to the car
First
washer.
of all, he's
and
fine as hell with abs. He
walker.
gonna get out there with some soap and wash that motherfucker because I want to watch it. It's entertainment. But no, I mean, a kept man is somebody who's taken care of.
Yes.
Right. Like I have no problem being with somebody that I'm taking care of if that's what it is. But there has to be so much more, not just looks. It has to be
substance,
emotional stability, partnership, companionship, and not like a dog companion. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But again, I think it just goes back to like, whatever it is that you want, I think you should go after. But I think quite often these conversations are led by people who. Let me stop.
But that's where I kind of agree.
Like, why are we having conversations about you shouldn't date a person who's not a 10 if publicly I don't think people would always look at you and call you a 10? Like, I just don't think.
Well, they would look at Paul Pierce and say he's a 10. Maybe not by his looks, but by his
from his success level. Yeah, but this is clearly about people's appearance, their outward appearance. And like, I think we objectify women very easily that way, especially men in these circumstances have these conversations about you shouldn't date a 10. Yo, here I go putting on my black sin again.
By now, the whole audience knows you're racist. So
I'm not. What are you talking about? But I just don't. I don't think
because you need to stop stereotyping us how we talk.
Well, that's how he's talking. But I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
Get so deep
I'm not saying Paul Pierce is ugly, but I am saying that we should.
You wouldn't date him.
I'm saying we should stop having these. No.
So in your world, is he a 5?
I'm just saying we should stop having these conversations.
Numbering people is just so disrespectful.
I think we should just stop having these conversations about women's appearance in this way because I think this is part of the problem. Like we're putting these unfair expectations on women. Like you got to be a 10, and you got to sexually do this, and you got to do that.
Have you seen the BBL movement in the country these days? I'm sorry. At this point, I'm looking at a girl. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, and I'm telling you this is you can say whatever you want. Somebody asked me, were you the vice mayor at the time? You don't get to take the vice mayor hat off. You either have it on or off. It's on at all times. I'm Jason Lee, period, okay? There needs to be a citywide or statewide ordinance on BBLs. We need to stop it. It is out of control. They are putting that's like putting bumper stickers on Bentleys, and they're just throwing these BBLs on anything. At this point, doctors need to have some requirement before they do it. Like, what's the assessment? Because I can tell you, if the face looks like Fright Night and the back looks like an overwhelming oversized plum, something is wrong. Okay, and I'm sorry. Yes, you lose points if you're not all the way put together, snatched or any word. So anyway, any other word. So I just think that people should. Okay, all jokes aside, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Some people wake up and realize that a 5 is probably the best they're going to get. And they don't even shoot for anything more than a 5. So yeah, those people should go out and look for and maybe they are going to put their arm and their muscle into it and do all the twisting and turning that he talked about and flexing and muscling up things for their man. But I don't think that just applies to women. Let's be very clear, because some of you men out there with chest implants, calf implants, some of y'all out there with these fake tans, listen,
lip filler,
BBLs,
the
lip
men's
filler,
are doing lip filler. That's crazy work.
All of y'all out there with Botox and fillers.
The fuck?
somebody said, "Oh my God, what's wrong with your eye?" I ain't got no filler. I mean, yeah, I gotta go get filled up. You know, I'm one of the people I'm talking about. But at least I'm a 10.
No, your filler is natural. There's guys that got duck lips. I was in the gym yesterday and I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm like, guys always want to talk bitches with BBLs. No. Y'all have steroids with little chicken legs and big ass Popeye's arms.
But isn't there a point to what he was saying though? That some of these 5 and 6, some of these 10s, just because you're a 10 don't mean you don't treat your man right. Make sure you have a good meal for him or her, or if it's a man for a woman or a woman for a man. Like when you're in a relationship, whether you're a 6 or a 10, you should be treating each other like you're 10s.
Yeah, but I think all part of the problem also is these guys are going after unattainable women that they see on Instagram who probably don't even look like that in person though. But they're going after these girls who are on Instagram who are seeking out that kind of attention. Like I have friends who are 10s, who are women who usually date guys who are like 5s because they find that those guys treat them better. So they're the 10s that, you know, have good jobs, who take care of themselves, who are successful, but they're dating guys who they date down because they prefer guys who are going to open the door for them and treat them right when they go out. So
true. And I just feel like no matter what number you are, whether you're a 5 or a 9, whatever the hell you're going to label yourself, if you're going to go out and say, I need somebody who's a 10, I feel like you don't care about what's inside. You just want like a trophy, like an accessory. Because I've never gone out dating like, I need to date a 10. I need to date a 10. That's just so weird. Why am I even going to put a number? What the heck? Nobody wants to be with someone but ugly, but there's always going to be someone hotter, richer,
I can
sexier
tell
than
you
you.
right now.
Always.
Rob, have you seen me date somebody ugly?
No.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. And look, you
That's
can
fair.
call me whatever you want. You can have your opinions in the comments. I don't read them anymore, so I don't care. I will say this. My personality changes when I'm not around the type of individual that I want to share company with. People look at my friend group and go, "Oh my God, all your friends are cute." They ain't all cute. There's a couple 6s in there, right? But they make up for it in other ways. You know? Because again, it's all eyes are in the beholder. And again, if you're judging people on like you're rating like 2 points for looks, 2 points for creativity, 2 points for tres, 2 points for your cars. I mean, again,
Not the
I don't know the
brownie
rating
points.
system. I'm just talking, y'all. Don't listen to nothing I'm saying. Yeah, but if you are a 10, please feel free to email me or message the show or DM
What was your
somebody.
dating email?
It doesn't matter. We got nothing but
If
bad.
Date Jason?
No, we don't got no.
I think it was date Jason.
It's funny because I'm getting to know somebody who's watching the show,
Oh.
and they're like, "Oh, you said this on the show." Like, I'm single. I can say whatever I want on my show until I am dating you. Until there is a ring on this finger. As long as this finger is ringless, I'm single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're dating somebody.
What she said? If ain't no ring on the finger, you ain't going on the ground.
Ain't no.
Who said that?
Cardi.
Anyway, Stefan is a 10 though. Is Stefan a 10?
Yeah. Maybe
Look
9.
wise, he's a 10.
9.
Career wise, he's a 10.
I'm just protective.
Kid wise makes him like a 7.
Correct.
Okay.
And his track record, I'm very protective over my queen, so I still got my eyes peeled on him. But she's happy.
I'm keeping my eye on him too, but I'm also staying the hell out of that relationship. I was too invested in Cardi's last relationship because it was my girl and I got her back, but I've already said to her, walk with God. I love you, Cardi. Okay. Bye, Paul. Stay out of people's business.